Elon Musk has just set up another party, the America Party, which he claims is going to be centrist. I think given Mr. Musk's track record, that's a slightly questionable claim, but let's see.
I think it's ridiculous to start a third party. We have a tremendous success with the Republican Party. The Democrats have lost their way, but it's always been a two-party system. And I think starting a third party just adds to confusion. It really seems to have been developed for two parties. Third parties have never worked. So he can have fun with it, but I think it's ridiculous.
Robert, Mr. Trump's not wholly right. It hasn't always been a two-party system. There've often been third parties, although they've rarely directly impacted a presidential result. Or maybe you don't agree with that. What do you make of this latest turn in the spat?
Yeah, look, this is the feud that sort of keeps on raging between the world's most powerful man and the world's richest man. It seems unlikely to me that the America Party goes anywhere fast. Musk is sort of diverted by the problems surrounding Tesla and SpaceX. So investors and many people want Elon Musk to focus relentlessly on his business interests. And Trump is now kind of the apex predator in Washington. He's dominating Congress. He's had a run of success in his terms, both in legislation and politically. So I don't think that the Musk party, even if it's extraordinarily well funded, goes anywhere. Even in Musk's terms, he wasn't talking necessarily about a presidential race. He was talking more about funding House and Senate races in a small number of cases. So I suspect Trump is right that this may cause some sort of chaos and disruption, but doesn't amount to much more than that.
One thing Elon Musk does have, of course, is a truly enormous amount of money, between 200 and 300 billion, I think, depending on which day the analysis is being made and the state of his various stock prices. I guess it depends how much of it he's going to spend. Obviously, we've seen up in Wisconsin that spending money doesn't always get him the result that he wants. But I guess what he could do, if he's very, very hacked off with Trump and wants to get back at him, is really concentrate on the midterms and spend his money in ways that was most likely to be impactful, not for President Trump, of course, because he's not directly impacted by the midterms, but certainly the Republican Party might be. When you look at that, when you look at the midterms, and I know they're some way off, but people are beginning to have those conversations, aren't they? Do you think that Elon Musk might be able to make a real difference, or is that rather exaggerated?
I think it's exaggerated. And you're right, Tom, to mention that Wisconsin race, that judicial race, where Musk put in a ton of money to absolutely no effect. And if you think about the dynamics of his business now, he's under immense sort of investor pressure to try and get Tesla and SpaceX sort of back on track. I suspect that Musk's kind of attention span doesn't last the 18 months until the midterm elections. And I think he was sort of really sort of damaged by his foray into Washington politics. As he put it, what was the point of Doge and all of the death threats and hostility that he encountered when in the very next bit of big legislation Trump passed, he added $5 trillion to America's debt. So, I think Musk is disillusioned. He may want to sort of play games on the margins, but I suspect when we look at the midterm elections or when we talk about 2028 and the presidential outcome, the America Party is just not going to register as a viable sort of disruptor in American politics.
I mean, where does this spat go, do you think? Trump's very powerful for now, but that power may begin to drift away with the midterms. Trump famously falls out with people and then makes up with them. Do you think he's going to make up with Musk, or does this feel like a spat that's going to run and run? And is America entertained by it or just bored by it already?
I think they're pretty bored by it, to be honest. I mean, people are, it's a bit like in Britain. These are tough times for many Americans, trying to make ends meet, trying to hope for a better future, trying to put food on the table for their family. So I think the spat and the feud, it's filling some of the front pages here. It's great for the panels on cable TV. I think most Americans are getting pretty sort of tired of it. They would probably like Musk to go back to running his businesses and Trump to being more of a conciliatory political figure, neither of which are likely to happen. This is a feud that is so deeply personal and so plays to their kind of personal and their personality kind of flaws that I suspect it continues to run to the kind of annoyance of many Americans.